Hey, everybody. Good evening on this Christmas Eve. I'm Joel D in the place to be. Hopefully, if you set your notifications, liked, and subscribed to our CBS 21 YouTube channel so you can know exactly when these kind of broadcasts are happening. Here's what's on our agenda tonight. We have a Franklin County fire to tell you about, a heroic attempt by a woman, but didn't quite turn out the way everyone would like. Starbucks strike, has that affected you yet? We'll talk about it. A Roblox relationship, that's how it starts. It ends with a 20-year-old going to prison, and some details there that are tough to deal with. Drone fallout, terrible story out of Florida for that one. The power of butter. We're getting you ready for the farm show and some weather to tell you about. Is there a possibility of a white Christmas? Maybe it depends on how you define it. We'll have Tom Russell to talk about that. We'll start with this Franklin County fire, everybody. Pennsylvania State Police fire marshal investigating the cause of this one. This is a house fire in Franklin County in Greencastle. Broke out around 3:20 in the afternoon. This was the 100 block of Hikes Road East. The fire officials say when they got there, two-story home, fully engulfed already in flames. You see some of the damage right here. Several fire companies had to work on this one to get it under control. A woman had to be airlifted to a hospital in Baltimore for burn injuries. That's when they have one of those burn centers in Baltimore for that. You know, it's pretty bad when it goes to that level. Did speak to some family members who said the woman ran trying to save her pet cat. That is how she got injured. And unfortunately, the cat did not survive. So as we know, our pets can feel like family members. So it's real tough to not go into those dangerous situations. But we wish her the best as she was sent to the burn center in Baltimore with some injuries. So let's get to the next story here. We're talking about Starbucks, and they got a union, right? So they're trying to unionize. It's not really working in a lot of locations. And because of that, here we go. The Starbucks strike has spread to Pennsylvania as well. 5-day strike. Baristas closed 59 stores today. They're trying to union, organizing the workers. They're protesting a lack of progress in contract negotiations with the company. Starbucks Workers United. The unionization efforts, started back in 2021. It's just not happening, right? But they're making another go at this right now. Starbucks, they say, has failed to honor their commitment made in February to reach a labor agreement this year. The strike did start Friday in Los Angeles, Chicago, Seattle. That's where Starbucks actually originated. And then eventually spread. Looks like it got all the way to Pittsburgh and even Philadelphia there. That's what that guy was just telling you. The company says it's not affecting customers at the places that are still open. So would you go to a place right here? Let's say they're striking on the outside. You really want your latte. Would you go in and kind of cross the picket line? Now, crossing the line really means that you're going into work, to be a scab, as they call it. But would you go and still get your coffee if you saw those workers on the outside that weren't happy with the place? That is an interesting question. Let's talk Roblox relationship. Roblox, people that don't know, it is a online platform. It's kind of like Minecraft. You can make things on there, but you can also talk to other people. And so it can become an online community as well. This guy right here, a 20-year-old from California, his name is Nathaniel De Leon, pleading guilty to this crime. So apparently he was online, meets this 16-year-old girl from our area, and then the relationship severs. It's no longer there. Apparently he was upset by that, and he's been convicted of trying to say that the 16-year-old girl is the one who planted pipe bombs and called police saying that all this stuff was going to happen. So tried to blame her. So was saying that he was her in this situation, trying to get her in trouble because that relationship ended. Once again, this relationship, when he was 19 when it started, she was apparently 16, underage. And so the relationship ended. He called in these swatting threats, places like Big Spring High School. He has also pled guilty to sharing sexually explicit video of the 16-year-old. So a lot of elements here to break down, right? If you're a parent, this scares you to death because this is an online platform. You may think, oh, it's fun. They're just out there building stuff, but they're talking to people too. And this is a 20-year-old talking to a 16-year-old. I guess he was 19 at the time. They think they have a relationship, whatever that means when it's a person in California with a person that's in Pennsylvania. And then when it goes south, like a lot of relationships can, especially when you're young, it can be, very volatile. Well, this time the person tries to get her back by getting her in trouble. So, you got to be aware of what your kids are doing online. There's a lot of legislation out there to potentially shut down some of the access that younger people would have to social media apps. And it makes you wonder if they're smart enough, some of these politicians, hopefully they have kids, to realize that some of these platforms may seem like they're one thing, but they're still a social media platform because you can interact with each other and these things can occur. And predators, yes, a 19-year-old talking to a 16-year-old, sharing explicit material, that is a problem. And it's something that parents got to be aware of, and maybe politicians are going to kind of put an end to. Ironically, this comes around the same time that we're getting near the deadline of TikTok potentially being banned from U.S. phones as well. All right. We're halfway through, everybody. Stick with us here. We're going to talk to a drone fallout here. Terrible story out of Orlando. It looks pretty. It's supposed to be a Christmassy celebration, but you see those things falling from the sky? Those are drones. Now, I know we've been talking about drones on the East Coast, New Jersey. This was a designed show in Florida. The drones go up in the air. They form these, beautiful colors. Maybe they're trying to build a snow man. I guess that would be a Christmas tree there. Well, unfortunately, this kid gets hit. As these things are falling from the sky when they malfunctioned and they ran into each other and then just started falling down. That's a 7-year-old who ended up in the hospital. And this is not just got, grazed and bloodied and just needed some stitches. This kid, unfortunately, needed open heart surgery, according to the Orlando Fire Department. So our prayers are with him and his family at this time. That is just rough. You're there for seemingly a happy event. You're celebrating Christmas. You want to see a show. And then tragedy strikes. The company behind the drones is dealing with the FAA right now to try to figure out what went wrong and obviously fix that before they ever do something close to that again. All right, we are close to the farm show, right? It's happening in just a couple weeks. The first full week of January is when it starts. Let's bring in Tom Russell here. He is a big fan of the farm show. We look forward to being out there, being live with you guys. I expect you all to be out there and say you're watching us on YouTube and hanging out with us and watching us at night. Tom, what are you looking forward to most at the farm show this year?
Well, you know me, every year I'm a simple man. It is the cheese cubes. A lot of people go crazy for the milkshakes. I'm the cheese cube guy.
Yes, you are. But the butter sculpture is always interesting.
Yes.
1,000 pounds of butter from Land O'Lakes, the plant nearby in Carlisle. They donate that, and then they build something. And it's big how they unveil it, right? So January 2nd, we look forward to the unveiling. Any guess what it might be? Because
you said it was electrifying.
Well, listen, the power of Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's right.
That is the theme. So those two dorks earlier were trying to guess what it could be. I'm making muscles thinking it could be a muscular farmer or something. What do you think?
That's kind of cool. Ben Franklin, as you know, discovered electricity in our fair state of Philadelphia, or city of Philadelphia in our fair state. So I think maybe Ben Franklin holding the kite with the key, finding electricity.
And I think a butter lightning bolt could be coming down. So you got to have some structure that can go high and it comes down, and maybe he's making a face like that, and then it's I like that face. That was good. Yeah, you look like one of your little Tom sculptures. Yeah, that's what you look like right there. And lightning butter, I think, could be a really nice brand name for the next butter that gets created. Maybe Land O'Lakes wants a special lightning butter.
Lightning butter. I like.
Quick story for you. I used to work at a movie theater for a long time, Lowe's Theater back in the day, back in Maryland. We had, of course, the liquid that would come out and go all over the popcorn. Most people call it what?
Butter.
Right. We couldn't call it that because it wasn't officially butter. It was some sort of liquidy yellow substance that was near butter, but we couldn't call it butter. So our trick was, oh, hello there, sir. How are you doing today? Would you like your popcorn plain?
No, I'd like butter, please.
Oh, okay, then I'll get that for you. I wouldn't correct you. I would just be like, sure. He said it, not me. I never called it butter. So that was our way around it. We could not use the B word when we were working there.
That stuff does taste good, though, my man.
It does. I actually liked it plain. I put a little extra salt on it because I was in charge. Tell you the worst thing about that though was cleaning the popper at night. Gosh, that was a level of hell you didn't want to deal with because it's so slimy and oily because that's what you cook the stuff in is oil.
That's what makes it good, right?
Night, it was terrible. It was terrible.
I can imagine.
I think I still have salt underneath my fingernails all these years for trying to do that. All right, enough of that. Let's talk about the weather. Hey, Farm Show, traditionally, it always snows. And I hear that Ed Russo is guaranteeing more snow this year at Farm Show.
It really does look that way if we're jumping ahead to Farm Show. So we got this big warm-up before between Christmas and New Year. So by the time we get to Farm Show Week, which is early this year, it gets cold again. And with this up and down pattern, we have a good shot at seeing some decent snowfall. So I think we will get our, Farm Show snow. Could it be a big one? Maybe not so big, but we'll take what we can get. So I think we're right on for Farm Show snow.
Let's talk about tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we need to do that.
I don't know what time people are watching this. Let's call it Christmas Eve morning.
Okay, Christmas Eve morning, and we're talking about pre-dawn here, Joel D. So that's what makes it a little tough. 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. is our window for first some light snow, but the further south you go, like southern New York, southern Lancaster counties, it may be more of a freezing rain. So you know how cold we've been, right? With the 20s, but we're actually gradually warming things up. So you get a little bit of precipitation. Some of that will fall as snow, certainly in the higher elevations, brief little coating of snow. But the real concern is some freezing rain. So it falls as liquid, but then it freezes on contact. So that makes things really slippery. Now, the good news is it's just a tight window, 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. So if you're traveling, just wait till 9, 10 o'clock. You're good, because we're going to be warming up as the day goes on. But if you have to be on the road first thing, it's going to be a little messy for tomorrow morning. That's just Christmas Eve. Christmas Day is nice and quiet.
All right, let's not. I want to quibble here a little bit. What is the official definition of a white Christmas?
I've been in this business a long time, and a lot of people think it's just having white stuff on the ground. A lot of the folks, it has to snow within that 24-hour period of Christmas. So to me, it's snow on the ground.
Okay. Will there be snow on the ground? It's going to
no, because we're going to be warming into the upper 30s. So anything we get is going to be melted by tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, and I will quibble with that for a second. There's a side of my house that is shaded all the time. All right.
That's the North Pole there, Jolie.
It's shaded. If I get some snow in there, maybe I even throw it in there, and it stays in the shade. I don't care if it's 38. If it stays cold enough in the shade, I got a shot at having snow on the ground.
There's your white Christmas. It's at Joel D's house on
Everybody come over to the shady side of the house, and we will have a white Christmas.
Over here, Santa.
And you know how keep the if you keep the picture tight, like right now you can see all this around me, but if I take the picture like this, like you won't see much of just a little bit of snow right
Christmas
here.
Thing,
that's it. Oh, that's dangerous. All right.
Here's your white Christmas. If
I don't
white
see
Christmas.
White Christmas. There it is. All right, Tom. Appreciate you, man.
See you, bud.
See you. All right. Appreciate all of you as well. I'm not going to be working the next couple of days. I'll be back again on Friday. So I wish you guys all the greatest of holidays. We have Hanukkah starting in a couple of days. We have Christmas, of course, coming in a couple of days. And I appreciate all of you guys. Hope you get everything you want for the holidays. But most of all, we talk about a lot of folks going through tough situations when we go over the news. That's part of what it is, right? I'm really praying that these people are able to be okay, that they get through this, and that we can keep in mind that maybe we're pretty blessed no matter what our situation is when we consider other people aren't going through so much. If you have a little bit extra, find ways to help them out. A lot of our stories have GoFundMes attached to them. If you're feeling extra generous, you have enough to share, this is a great time of year to do it. All right, that's my 2 cents. I'm Joel D. Smith. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you on the news.